Hey family, hey, how you guys doing? So I'm just up here for you guys' opinion. So we had a cooking contest at the job yesterday. You know you're supposed to prepare one of your favorite foods, something that you're good at, okay? So I decided to prepare a snake stew. So I had a couple different snakes in my stew. I sauteed the snakes with, I put some peppers and onions and some celery. I put some garlic in there. I just, a lot of good herbs, a little bit of tomato base to make it a little bit thicker. Some potatoes, and I made it with love. Some corn pieces and stuff like that. So, I'm bringing my dish over, for it to be, what is it, you guys? For it to have a score. We had to give the food a score. So by the time that the contestants tried my food, they said that mine tasted a little bit discreet. Like it was something going on with it. Like something just wasn't right. So the people from the corporation or whatever, they was inside the battle too. They were inside the cook-off challenge. So when they tried my dish, they were just like, oh, what is this? Just a little bit different, a little bit rubbery, something that they never had before. So I was disqualified. And I think it's very unfair because that stuff was expensive. All the onions and all the spices and the onions and peppers and the potatoes, everything. It took a lot for me to get those snakes in that pot. It's just crazy for me to be disqualified. If you don't like me, just say that. It just seemed like I'm having so many different problems and complications at the job. But the cook off was for everybody. So I'm just like, what's the problem? And then I'm sitting up here telling the people that I have real life situations going on. I'm going through a lot. I just wanted to bring something that's exotic that would make me feel better, that would make them feel better. It was supposed to be a good time. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? What do you guys think? Am I missing something?